If you watched the end of the last video, you would know that my original plan was to go do a whole bunch of ancient debris mining, and the day that episode released, I would put it all on sale. And as it turns out, I have done a whole bunch of ancient debris mining, as well as a little bit of ocean monument clearing. And while I do plan on putting a lot of it on sale, there's been some slight changes to the plan. Because my neighbor, Eva, she's having some very big IRL things that's about to happen, and I figured for this special occasion, I would gift her just a little bit of the ancient debris I got while mining. And when I say some, what I really should have said was an entire netherite block. So if I just very sneakily pop in and shear a few of Duba's sheep here and there. And if anyone thinks this is stealing, just remember, I'm still waiting on those 3 diamonds that Duba owes me. So if I just build this up a little bit and put the present in there, hope this helps just a little bit. Chris. And even though this is old news by now, Eva, still massive congratulations on what's happening. And I hope maybe one day I could be in the same chest boat that you're in. 1, because I think what's happening is beautiful, and 2, I could be getting netherite blocks from everyone too. Okay, because it's slightly joking on the second part, but still. But anyways, there's actually a small handful of things I want to actually get done today in this video. And the first manner of business is to actually find a place for my mega base. Now, I have no plans on actually starting my mega base today, but I do want to at least find a good place for it and to mark a few things out. And maybe make a few farms here and there for it too. And I shall explain why I need those farms as soon as I find a good place. The thing is that this mega base is going to be so absolutely massive, it's going to need quite a bit of space. I don't want to build it like right next to the town, but I don't want to be like hundreds and hundreds and maybe even thousands of blocks away. So, and just when I thought I found a suitable place to build it, someone's already building in this area. I was planning on working on some flatter surfaces for my mega base, but if I need to find some slightly more hilly areas, then I will work with that. And someone else has already found a place to set up. But okay, I'm not giving out hope yet. There's probably going to be a good place to build somewhere. I knew this forest looked familiar because this is actually the place I got all the wood for the minecart rails, and maybe, just maybe, not certainly, but maybe, this could be the place where I could set up. It doesn't look like there's many people around here. It looks relatively flat, and some of the hillier bits we could work with. I think we could work with something like this around here. And I think before anyone else tries claiming anything around here, I should probably mark out the areas I want planned for my mega base. And again, I don't feel like I should share my main base idea plans right now, but just think of it like there's going to be like 8 or 9 separate areas in which I'm going to be filling out with like a whole bunch of different things. That probably made absolutely no sense, but it will as we go on in the season. Before anything else though, I need to do just a little bit of deforestation around here. And then shortly after I found a spot which might work just a little bit better for my mega base. Yeah, there's a few more hills here and there, but hey, there's a whole lot less forest I had to clear out. But now it's actually time to start laying things out. And again, there's going to be about 9 separate areas being marked out, and they're all going to be marked up by big stone brick circles. And the one I'm working on right here is probably going to be the one right in the center. And seeing as commentating while trying to build complicated circles is extremely hard to do, let me just jump ahead to when this one is done. And one jump cut later, and this is the size of the center circle we'll be having right here, which you know might not seem like the biggest mega base, but just remember, this is just one of 9 of these circles we're making. But let's not delay, let's get these things done. A few stacks of stone later, and we have pretty much all of the major circles we have built in. And it's kind of hard to tell from right here, but I tried building the circles in sort of a big circle shape rather than like a square shape you might expect. Also ignore the fact that some of these circles are higher than others and some are lower than others. These circles, they're honestly just temporary for now, mainly because inside of the circle, all this land right here, it's going to be right here. Everything around here in this big mega circle area inside these circles, I want it gone. I want most of this terrain stuff gone. Possibly down to bedrock, but just as far down as I could go. And you know, I could just use pickaxes and shovels and things like that, but considering the amount of space I'd have to clear out, that's just not reasonable. That's just, like, not gonna happen in a reasonable space of time. Like, if I just did it that way, I might be able to get this done by the time the season's over. Which means there's really only one way I could clear this spot out. Yeah, a bunch and bunch of TNT is needed to clear out this entire space. And if Bedrock had them, I totally would have just built like world eaters around this one place, but unfortunately Bedrock doesn't have that Java feature, so the only real way I could think of doing it is just covering the skies with like a whole bunch of dispensers and a whole bunch of, things like that across the space I want cleared. But two things. To clear out this massive space, I'm going to need an absolute ton of TNT, and for all the dispensers I'm going to have to make, I'm going to need an absolute ton of string to make the bows to make them into dispensers. So it's probably a good idea to make a general mob farm for this. And my original idea was I was just going to make like the same old creeper slash spider farm I made the past 2 seasons, but I think I'm getting a little bit bored of making that same farm over and over and over again. So what I'm instead going to do is make a general mob farm that everyone made over and over and over again, but I've only made like once or twice. But don't worry, I'll mix in like a few new things here and there. But to build this, I'm of course going to need a lot of blocks, probably stone bricks, it's easy to get, as well as some magma for the mobs to actually drop onto. And some is probably underestimating the amount I need, because I'm probably going to need probably like 6 or 8 stacks of this at least. But fortunately, finding pockets of this stuff isn't too hard to find in the nether. And with 9 stacks of magma in my pocket, I think that's more than enough. And some of the other things I'm going to need is actually skulk sensors. And I could just do it the normal way with like redstone, but I want to have an excuse to use these somehow. The only issue is that I'm going to need more than just 2 of these. So where did I put... Okay, there they are. Fortunately, without too much struggle, I found a guinea pig for this. Set your... spawn. Kingston, I promise this will only tickle. I promise. Nothing yet. Still no skulk. Like, it's spread literally everywhere, but nothing yet. Okay, let's try this again. Anything? No? Nothing. Nothing at all. Come on. Why is this not spreading a single bit of skulk? Well, I mean, it's spreading skulk, but not the sensors. Like, what the heck? I mean, if you insist, Kingston, if you insist. Oh, is it because, like, he has no XP on him anymore? That could be it. It's gonna suck to lose 55 levels, but if I could get some skulk sensors, then it'll be worth it. And, anything? Did we get any skulk sensors? No! That is a lot that's spreading. Oh my goodness. How did I not know this spread so much? It's not looking like it's spreading anymore, unfortunately, but that was some spread. And I'm almost certain everyone down below in the comments is just screaming at me, telling me exactly how to get the skulk sensors, but oh well, it's fine. I don't mind it too much. I told myself literally last episode I never wanted to come back here, but now look at me. But okay, while we're here, we might as well try to get literally as many catalysts and sensors and everything else like that as we can. Nope. I literally just realized what I was going myself into, and no way am I going back down in there. But okay, I think 13 sensors should be enough for what I have planned. But that still kind of bugs me how I couldn't figure out how that stupid catalyst works. Okay, so I've just hopped into like a separate world, and I think I finally figured out how to get sensors to spawn. And the answer is you just need an absolute ton of mobs for them to actually spawn in. And yeah, they spawn in, but they are extraordinarily rare. So I guess in some ways the way I did it was easier, but just not by much. Anyways, let's go find a good place to build this thing and get to work. And this time lapse is so quick, there's not even any point in putting any music there. Just like, look at how fast I'm going, look at how fast I'm building, and it's done. And as we can see right here, this is the fully and completed mob farm I built. And yep, I wasn't kidding when we were doing a pretty traditional diamond-shaped mob farm, but hopefully I mixed a few things up just enough to make it different. Because obviously we have the flushing out system to get the mobs down, but we also have a little collection system right here, because after like a timer goes off, some water will actually spew down to actually collect down into some hoppers and some chests. To turn on the entire thing, all you gotta do is just pull down this one lever, and when the timer goes around enough, what it'll actually do is it'll activate all these skulk sensors going all the way down and linking up down there. Which, again, I think I could have made it work out with like some redstone torches, but you know what? I wanted to try and make the most out of some of the new stuff. Oh, and there we go. This is the actual thing going on and off. I didn't want it to be like on for too incredibly long, just because I didn't want like mobs just falling into it willy-nilly and then just like living down there for some reason. But yeah, for the next day or two, I'm gonna go AFK and just test this thing to see if it actually works. And fingers crossed it does, because seriously, I need literally so much TNT for this one project. And after about a day and a half of AFKing, let's see how we actually did. And I will say, not as good as we probably could have done, because after about half a day of AFKing, I noticed that a lot of items were getting stuck on these little dips down here, so I've had to add just a few more minecarts, so I don't think we got as much as we could have gotten, but for what we did, we still did a pretty good job. Also, when adding in all the minecarts, I did have a little look right here, so I did kind of expect how much we were going to get, but still, for about a day and a half, this is this isn't too bad. But before we work on adding in all the dispensers and everything over there, we should probably go get the sand for all the TNT. And I've heard that DJ actually found a desert and linked up another portal already. So, you know, that saves me the effort of having to go find one. Well, this is a much more, mountainous desert than I first thought. Well, it's a good thing I made it over here, because now I could actually flatten some of this area out. One inventory of sand later, and let's see if this is actually enough. Well, for a day and a half of AFKing, that's actually not too bad. But considering the amount of space I want cleared out, I'm probably gonna have to do a lot more AFKing here. But all this AFKing is gonna be pretty pointless if we don't get these dispensers in place. So my idea is that in the very center is actually where we're going to be activating it, and it's gonna go off in every single direction around here. One, because I think it'll look really cool, and two, because this space is literally so big, I need someone to be in the very center to try loading in as many chunks as possible. Also, I would typically try doing this in the form of like a time lapse or something like that, but unfortunately my second account is currently AFKing over at the mob farm just to get as much gunpowder as possible, so yeah, that's not really gonna happen for this. But you know, jump cuts are still pretty cool. But before I overuse jump cuts, I managed to place in the first row of all the dispensers, and this was an entire stack of dispensers already. What's gonna happen when... Oh, hello. But yeah, what's gonna happen when I place in every single dispenser and all of them go off at once with the TNT? Is Cosmic even built to a point where it could actually sustain something like that? I mean, I really hope so, because we already have on record a Chris already destroying a Cosmic season, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. I mean, to be fair, for me, it wasn't entirely 100% me, but still. Another hour has passed, and I gotta say, the more and more I build this out, the more and more concerned I get, because just look at this thing. It's like, it's already humongous at its state. But of course we have several more layers to put on. And you know, even without a second account, let's try and do a time lapse. Oh my goodness. This is way bigger than I originally thought this was going to be. But yeah, this entire thing, all the dispensers, the stone bricks, all the repeaters up there took 3 whole days to set up. 1, because placing all these dispensers downwards was an absolute pain. And 2, all these repeaters I had to take up to as long as they can last. And also getting all the resources for all the repeaters, because yeah, in these 3 days I went mining, crafting, building, mining, crafting, building, mining, crafting, building, mining, crafting, building for all that time just to make this humongous space of a world destroyer. And you know, I think all the Java players are laughing at me, the fact that I had to build this humongous TNT destroyer where they just build their tiny world eaters or whatever. But I like to think of it like that old Top Gear meme, because world eaters are brilliant, but I like this. And also, I think I've lost track as to how many dispensers I've actually placed down, but I think it's somewhere around 10 whole stacks of dispensers I actually had to craft and place down in this entire space. And my original plan was I was going to try getting all the way down to bedrock, but considering the amount of dispensers in there, I'd just be happy if I could get through the stone layer at the very least. But also, while I was building up this one thing, I've been occasionally coming back here to check up on the gunpowder and making it into TNT and things like that, and so far we have probably not quite enough for what I have planned. Because let's just say that each and every dispenser gets like a stack of TNT or something like that. That would mean I need, what was that, about 40,000 pieces of TNT, and this is, what, about, let's say about 1,000? That's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be very tricky. But of course, over the next few days, I'll be doing as much gunpowder grinding as I can to get literally as much TNT for when we activate this next episode. Oh, and I completely forgot, but in between that, I did get a totem. But to put the whole massive destroying the entire cosmic world and things like that aside for now, it sounds as though someone is interested in joining the Chestboat Bros. So let's hop into a VC and see what that's all about. Okay, Gar. Okay. If you're gonna become a chessboat bro, while I'm running there, do you know the chessboat code?
Well, I can't know a code if I've never been informed of the code.
I will give you a hint. I will give you a hint.
Wait, but DJ.
What?
Don't you remember? We change it every time.
I don't know the new one. I haven't been on.
Oh.
You've been not keeping me up to date. That was your
Okay,
job.
Gar. Okay, Gar, just
Ooh.
take a guess. Take a guess. What do you think the chess boat code is?
BOAT, best of all time, boat.
That isn't it, but that totally should be it. So I'll
Yeah,
allow it.
I was about to say.
I see you're riding a chess boat. Okay.
Hold on. Here, Chris, let me help you out. There you go.
Well, I already have one,
Just
but...
for you.
Okay,
Well,
wait,
just for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's go.
But here's the test. Here's the test. We have 2 normal boats. What do we do when we see normal boats?
We put chests on them. I don't know Minecraft. Are you able to do that?
In the crafting table, yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing you could do. Another thing is you destroy them and get rid of them because they're not chest boats.
That's a much better option. If they're not chest boats in the first place...
I think it's a good idea to convert them into chest boatism. Because that way, it encourages other non-chest boats to become chest boats. So that they become one like their brothers. Or their lost brothers. It's a genius idea, I tell you.
That's not a bad idea. We're just nonchalantly gonna find some pillars on Capeland space to use.
Are we joking? Are we gonna do it up here, really?
Yeah.
Fair enough then.
This is where the initiation's happening.
We're missing some members, so
we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So Gar, are you a bro?
Yes.
Are you a chess boat bro?
Are you a chess boat bro?
Yes.
What is the chess boat bro
chess
code?
Boat bro code.
Boat, best of all time.
I got it. He got it. You're in, Gar. You're in.
Yes, you're in.
Well, that was pretty successful. And I, of course, have plans in the future as to what we could do with the chess boat bros. But yeah, once again, in between videos, I will be doing literally as much gunpowder grinding as I physically can so we can activate this beast of a world destroyer next episode. And send your thoughts and prayers for the Cosmic server down below in the comments because, seriously, I have no idea if the server is actually going to survive this.